I'd now like to welcome the distinguished ranking member, the gentlewoman from Minnesota, Ms. Craig, for any opening remarks that she would like to give.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to our witnesses for being here today. American farms are among the most productive on earth, enabling our farmers to feed the country and the world. They take responsibility seriously for this, just as seriously as their commitment to farm using methods that keep their neighbors, consumers, and the environment safe. Today, I'm excited that we get to focus on and learn about how cutting-edge biotechnology, tried and true crop production techniques, and sound policy equip our farmers with the tools they need to continue feeding America's families. To maintain a high-quality food production system, we need a regulatory framework that's transparent and based on sound science. The moment we begin to stray from these principles is the moment that trust in our food system begins to deteriorate. That is why I'm concerned with so many of the comments and actions coming out of the current administration that seem designed to undermine people's confidence in our regulatory system, attack innovation taking place on our farms, and make it harder for family farmers to do their jobs. Take, for example, the Maha Commission report, which was riddled with errors and cited non-existent studies. Errors and misinformation like these have consequences. It undermines Americans' trust in the food we eat and attacks farmers for the work that they do. Secretary Kennedy's disregard for science and perversion of facts and data are dangerous, erodes confidence in our public health and regulatory systems, and dissuades talented scientists from joining the civil service. The Environmental Protection Agency has also begun to move backward with the haphazard firing of technical staff and scientists responsible for properly assessing new chemicals and technologies and their impact on our people, food, and the environment. This work requires talented toxicologists, chemists, and other scientists who collaborate with industry and advocacy groups to protect the environment while ensuring farmers have access to the tools they need. This uncertainty isn't just bad for the agency and American citizens that rely on the government to protect their health and the environment, it's bad for business. Innovative products that could have come to market will be stalled in the pipeline as review times get even worse. American scientists and farmers have unlocked the building blocks of many plants, discovering how to make crops more resilient to drought, increase production yields, and reduce resource consumption. Defunding fundamental science research and firing the civil servants and scientists who work with private companies and farmers to bring technological advancements and new crop tools to market will put us further behind as countries like Brazil, India, and China increase the size and scope of their research programs. We all want science-based regulatory decisions and policy, which is why I urge my colleagues to oppose any further defunding and termination of our research programs and scientists, and rather look for opportunities to invest in these efforts and people, which we all agree are critical to the future of farm country. We have before us an impressive panel of witnesses, all of whom have extensive experience in how to effectively use crop protection tools and use groundbreaking technology to bring new and innovative products to market. As we start to move toward reauthorization of the Pesticide Registration Improvement Act, testimony like yours can help to inform us of what improvements and changes might be made. So thank you so much for being here again to our witnesses, and Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
During a House Agricultural Committee hearing before the congressional recess, Representative Angie Craig, Democrat, Minnesota, raised significant concerns about the direction of agricultural policy under the current administration, with particular emphasis on the relationship between regulatory oversight, innovation, and the scientific community. She opened her remarks by reaffirming the critical role American farms play not just in feeding the United States but also the global population, citing their reputation as among the most productive in the world. According to Representative Craig, this success is due to the dedication and responsibility of American farmers who employ methods aimed at ensuring that food production is safe for consumers, neighbors, and the environment alike. She pointed out that to maintain a robust and trustworthy food production system, the regulatory framework overseeing it must be based on sound science and operate with full transparency. Craig argued that the moment regulators stray from these principles, the trust that the American public has in its food system begins to erode. This, she suggested, could have far-reaching consequences, including creating doubt about the safety of the food people consume daily. Representative Craig's remarks turned critical when she discussed what she sees as a concerning trend under the current administration, which she believes has undermined the integrity of the regulatory system that governs food and agriculture. She singled out the Maha Commission report, a document that she claimed was riddled with errors and misinformation. These inaccuracies, she said, serve to misrepresent the work of American farmers and undermine public trust in the food system. The report, according to Craig, cited non-existent studies and included misleading information that could easily damage the reputation of hard-working farmers across the country. She emphasized that such misinformation is not harmless. It has consequences that negatively impact the people who rely on these systems, especially the farmers who are doing their best to feed America and the world. Representative Craig's concerns extended to the actions of Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who she accused of disregarding scientific evidence and distorting facts and data to serve an agenda. She described this as dangerous for the public health and regulatory systems, warning that it could erode public confidence in vital institutions. Furthermore, she noted that such actions risk dissuading talented scientists from pursuing careers in public service, which could have long-term detrimental effects on scientific and agricultural progress. Turning her focus to the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, Craig criticized the agency's recent actions, which she claimed were damaging to the country's agricultural research and development. She expressed alarm over the firing of key scientists and technical staff responsible for assessing the safety of new chemicals and technologies. These individuals, she argued, play a crucial role in ensuring that both the environment and public health are protected while also allowing farmers to access the tools and innovations they need to stay competitive. By reducing the number of scientists and technical staff, Craig warned that the EPA's ability to make well-informed decisions would be compromised, with potentially harmful consequences for both consumers and farmers. The Congresswoman also highlighted the broader impact this uncertainty would have on business, particularly in terms of innovation. As review times for new products and technologies increase due to a lack of resources, innovative agricultural products that could have been brought to market might instead be delayed or stalled. This would directly affect American farmers, who rely on cutting-edge technologies to address challenges such as drought, disease, and the ever-growing need for more sustainable farming practices. Representative Craig emphasized that American scientists and farmers have made remarkable strides in developing crops that are more resilient to environmental stress, such as drought, while also working to improve production yields and reduce the use of vital resources like water and fertilizers. However, this progress, she warned, is at risk if research efforts are underfunded or if key personnel are lost. Craig pointed out that countries like Brazil, India, and China are ramping up their own agricultural research programs, and if the U.S. doesn't maintain its investment in agricultural science, it risks falling behind these competitors. In urging her colleagues to take action, Representative Craig made a passionate case for why the U.S. must continue to invest in science and research. She urged lawmakers to oppose further cuts to research programs and the termination of scientific staff, emphasizing that the future of farm country depends on the expertise and innovations that these scientists and researchers bring to the table. Craig called for a national commitment to science-based regulatory decisions, which she believes are necessary for a healthy, sustainable future for American agriculture. As the committee moves toward reauthorization of the Pesticide Registration Improvement Act, Representative Craig concluded her remarks by thanking the panel of witnesses for sharing their knowledge and expertise in using crop protection tools and groundbreaking technologies. Their testimony, she said, will be crucial in informing legislative changes and improvements. She emphasized that such testimony helps ensure that lawmakers have a thorough understanding of the challenges faced by farmers and the innovations that can help address those challenges, ultimately strengthening the nation's agricultural system. In closing, Representative Craig reiterated the importance of supporting science-based policy, urging her colleagues to invest in the future of American agriculture by fostering innovation and ensuring that farmers have access to the best tools and technologies available. Through this commitment, she stressed, the U.S. could continue to lead the world in agricultural productivity, sustainability, and food safety.